congratulations, MGMT's new album, second album. I listened to it 2 days ago, so I don't know how great my memory of each song will be, but I've got stuff written down all about that, so that might bring me back, but it's working. I thought I had good changes in parts. The one instrument which I picked out mostly, I'd say, was the drums. The drums were good, nice good drum beats and good feels, I remember there. I thought it was almost like a surf rock song. Not exactly, but stuff reminded me of the 60s, 70s, that kind of era. And that got 7 out of 10, I'd say. Track 2, Song for Dan Treacy, reminded me of game music for some reason. I thought it's one of those that would have to grow on me, I think, because I didn't think it was an overly great song, but it wasn't bad, but I think I could like it more if I listened to it more. It had good production. I found that on the album overall. There was a lot of good production skills gone into it. I'd like to hear an acoustic version, I'd say. Not that I know MGMT do acoustic versions much. I haven't actually heard one by them, but I think that would be good for that song. And finally on that one, had a Pac-Man sound at the end. I think it was a Pac-Man sound, I don't know. But 6 out of 10. Someone's Missing. I quite like this one. It sounded like old MGMT, I think that's why, and it had a good style to it. And with the old MGMT stuff, I don't think the whole album had an MGMT feel, but then it had this build-up at the end, and it just goes to this bit, and it just stops, and then you want it to go on. But 7.5, I say. Flush Delirium, which is the new single, and they said they didn't really want singles for this, but they kind of have to, obviously. I'd say that it's not as dancey as the singles should be, or usually are, but I love the bass line. It's only a 10-second bit, from 2 minutes to 2 minutes 10, and I'm a bassist myself, so it's really good to just hear these bits. But it goes into something quite nice, where 2 vocal lines are, but overall, wasn't great as a single, and I hated the ending. But that got 6. I Found a Whistle, my favourite song from the whole album. Had a really nice intro, and I think the acoustic guitar worked well, but the odd lyrics were in there. I wasn't really listening to them much on this album, but thought they were well written. Goes into that. 2 minutes 15 goes into a solo vocal with synth, and the I've Got a Pistol lyric, which turns the song on its head and stuff, and I think that's great to put it into songwriting like that. And then 2 minutes 50ish, it goes back up. I've written, it gives us something to enjoy, which it just totally changes the whole song and goes into something bigger than it started with, which I think songs should do. Just give us a big maximum thing. 8 out of 10, because I thought that's great. Siberian Breaks, I'm just going to do a bit on, because it's a long song, I'm going to do a whole review on it. So I'm just going to say that I've put it into 7 parts, because that's what I think. And a lot of the parts were bad, I think. Well, not that great, because it started with the best bit ever. The best bit of the whole song. So I gave that 7 out of 10, because it reminded me of stuff I like, and it had some old MGMT stuff. And also in the song, it was just loads of genres. And it had prog rock, it even had, I'd say, Latin, psychedelia, but electro, and then some of the old techno stuff. Not techno, because they never really did techno, but 7 out of 10. Brian Eno, which is the only song, because as I said, I've listened to it 2 days ago, it's the only thing that's actually stuck in my mind, so I think that's the only song on the whole album that actually would work as a single as well. And it's quite dancey, but this is going back to the punk era and stuff, and it's really good, and there's little bits in it which I didn't like too much, but about 1:45 it does a little fill, and I thought that was a bit like maybe Love Cats, The Cure and stuff, and again that's going back to that era. And then 3:30 it does it, but it does it for longer until the end, and that really just, I don't know, not exactly sums up the song, but brings everything round to a nice circle. I don't know what I'm going on about here. But then everything breaks down at the end, which just sounds great, I think. But 8 out of 10, second favourite song from the album, that. And then Lady Dada's Nightmare, which is just this, not epic, but long, almost not soothing, I don't know, but it's just a piece of music. And I'd like vocals in it, but then, I don't know, because it worked without them, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't really work. But I expected to get bored and didn't, which I thought was great. But then, well, I don't know what I should say on that. It had the screaming in it, which I thought worked really well. Not because it didn't have the vocals, but it was just something really different and unexpected. I think that's great for a band like them because, well, they are unexpected. I'd say they're unexpected. But it was good. 7.5. Congratulations, which is the last song on the album, and for a title track and something with such an uplifting title, I'd say, and like the front cover of the album, which you can see, it doesn't work. And overall, I thought the song was actually depressing. Don't know why, but the Oriental stuff works well, I thought. And then at about 1 minute 20, it gets a bit more upbeat, and then it says I'd like a great big congratulations lyrics and stuff, and that gives it up. But then it goes back into the verses, and they're just depressing. 3 minutes 15, it gets out of the depressing with the Oriental stuff, but other than that, I didn't like it. And I only gave that 6.5, which isn't the lowest on the album, but I didn't like it, really didn't like that song. I like the clapping at the end though, that's all really. Overall, I'd say that, well, it's okay. For a band on their second album, for a band like MGMT who have been so big, I wouldn't say it's good. But they said they didn't want singles, like Kids, Time to Pretend, Electric Feel stuff, what they had on the old album, and really upbeat dancey stuff, but they need it. And without that, it's not really them. And yeah, okay, they want to be different and they want to get out of that, and they don't want people to just think, this is us, we just do those songs, we can actually do other stuff, which I'm sure all bands kind of want, really. But they're there to make us dance, I think. But good production work overall, but I'd only give it a 6.5. Listen to it, and they said listen to it in full, but I'd say don't. Well, yeah, listen to it in full, but it's not an album to be listened to in full, I feel, because it doesn't really flow all the way through, and it's not the same, and there's good bits and there's really bad bits as well, as I've said, I think. But I'd like to know your opinion, so please, like, post stuff or film stuff or record stuff, I don't know, but send it to me if you can. 6.5. I'd like to know what you think. Keep going though, MGMT. Give us something more to enjoy. And as I said, I'll do a longer thing for Siberian Breaks. That's the 12-minute thing, which I gave a 7 out of 10 for. But album as a whole, I don't really like it. I need to go back to the Oracular Spectacular stuff. That was a lot better. So, yeah. Bye.